Let's talk about some different grips and techniques with the knuckleball. My name is Joe Zeller. I threw the knuckleball in the Chicago Cubs organization. I got to work with Charlie Huff and I got to talk to R.A. Dickey about the knuckleball. Actually, I was with Charlie Huff and learning it with Mickey Janis. So I have a lot of experience with different high level guys and threw it professionally. So when I was playing, I threw it right here behind the horseshoe. This is the same way I saw from, it was basically Googling knuckleballers at the time, Tim Wakefield, R.A. Dickey. They would throw theirs right here. But there's a lot of different ways to do it. Charlie Huff also right here. For example, Huff told me that Necro would throw his kind of like right there, but have it deeper in the palm and feel like he's pushing it out there with a tight grip. Whereas Huff said for him, his grip was more of like at a looser, where he's feeling like he's shooting it out right there. That's how it felt for me. Everyone will be different. Mickey Janis, I've seen his grip kind of like right here. And I've tried this. It's all about comfort. So I'll give you some different ways of thinking about it. If I'm here, my thumb's going to kind of be on the seam right there. And for some guys, that might be something that doesn't feel good. It feels awkward. Or the thumb can even catch the seam, because this is a very common thing to happen with the knuckleball. It's going to catch, spin off that way. So, I mean, there was a guy in my knuckleball academy. He actually got a college scholarship only throwing his fastball at 65. And now it's higher than that. We've built him up. He throws his right here. So if I have my fingers like this, my thumb's off the seam right there. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. Let's look at also, yeah, Hoyt Wilhelm kind of just threw it like right in there. And so a lot of it is just you learn it at a young age, or you just find a comfortable grip. But pretty much everybody is throwing it with two fingers, these two right here. They're getting their nails, pretty hard, flat, and they're trying to get it to just shoot out right there. And a couple ways of thinking about it, I heard Wakefield talk about trying to like come down almost like you're closing the shades right there. I've heard him and different guys talk about dominating the top of the ball. I was working with a kid the other day talking about that, dominating the top half of the ball. That's actually something that I teach, is when you throw it, you want to start with getting top spin, because it's very common for kids. They'll throw it, it comes off this way or it comes off sideways. You want to control the top half, because then if you can get tumble, you're going to have a lot more success, because even some amount of tumble is still going to be nasty. To give you context on the amount of rotation that is acceptable, you can look on Baseball Savant and you can look up all the knuckleballs, and in the last few years they have them on TrackMan. They have the RPM, so you can look at, for example, Matt Waldron, all of his knuckleballs average is maybe 250 RPM, which is about 2 rotations to the plate. So you might think you have to throw a knuckleball that just goes in perfect. Like I've even had, when I throw my knuckleballs on, Instagram or on YouTube, and they'll kind of rotate like this, they'll move. People will be like, "Oh, that's not a true knuckleball. A true knuckleball is supposed to rotate 0." And it's like, sure, we might be trying to do that, but really a 0 rotation knuckleball isn't any more effective than a knuckleball that has, half or 1 rotation. It might even be less, because if it has a little bit of a corkscrew, a knuckleball can kind of move different directions like that. A little bit of spin, it'll move there. And so you're going to try for the 0 or just a little bit of top spin, but then you're probably going to be at 0 to 2, maybe even 4, 5, or 6 rotations. There's video you can look online of guys throwing knuckleballs that are not that good. 6 rotations, but it'll have some sink, some movement, and it'll still get a swing and miss or a ground out, or even just miss the barrel a little bit, and you get the out. So these are some different ideas. Wakefield or R.A. Dickey talked about stiff wrist right here. I've tried a lot of stuff. I've tried stiff wrist here, locked back. I've tried locked back and shooting it out there. I would say, as you're learning the knuckleball, and we have a knuckleball, or I have a knuckleball program, so hit me up if you're interested in that. What we tell people is to start with just very close, getting the top spin, and we're going to move back gradually. And we have tons of different drills for that. to like being able to feel it out there, just like this with a drill, right here. Tons of different drills, but it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. So you're going to move back gradually. You're going to feel how it comes out because you're going to probably be able to throw some pretty good ones from closer, from 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet. But as you get to 60 feet, as you get to game situations where you're throwing it harder, that's when it becomes so much more difficult. So you have to get the foundation from close. And guys, in my knuckleball program, that's been the biggest thing, is that they'll be asking me and we'll say, okay, go back to day 7, go back to whatever in the knuckleball program where it'll talk us through step by step. Okay, start here, move back. And they say that's the biggest thing that helps them, is having a program, knowing when to move back, knowing kind of step by step how to do it, starting with a foundation and building from there. Because basically what you see all the time is that people will throw, and I'll give, okay, hey, here's a knuckleball, here's how you throw it. They'll throw 2 of them, it's not good. Oh, I can't throw a knuckleball. And it's like, listen, when you were trying to throw a curveball, a coach taught you, you threw it, it sucked, right? Then you just think, I can't throw a curve. It's the same concept. Most guys are going to be able to throw a decent knuckleball. Maybe they won't be Cy Young Award winner with it, but they can throw a decent one that can be effective in a game as an off-speed pitch that's nasty, maybe a strikeout pitch. But they don't give themselves any time to do it because they don't have any instruction on the knuckleball, when you can literally just go through a program that teaches you how to do it, how to think about it, what's a good one, what's a bad one, stuff like that. If you just did that, then you would have a pitch that would, for the rest of your life, will set you apart. And that's why and honestly, it's not just that, it's saving arms. Because you see with the arm injury epidemic, basically what's happening is every single pitcher, every team, every organization, they're chasing high-end velocities. They're telling everybody to throw as hard as they possibly can, max effort every single pitch, to snap off every breaking pitch as much as they can. They're measuring it. So then imagine you're a pitcher, you're a high school, college pitcher, pro pitcher. You're on a track, man. They're saying, oh, you got this much RPM, you got this much velocity. If I just go a little bit harder, snap off as hard as I can, I get 50 more RPM. I get 0.3 more miles an hour on my fastball. That's what they call stuff. That's what everybody's going for. And it's really that extra couple percentage of effort that blows out your arm. If you just went at 99% effort, still throwing hard, but you just added in the knuckleball, then you save your arm and you're way more effective. Then you don't get injured and you just keep pitching. You have an incredible career. This is basic common sense, but that's why I'm trying to get this to everybody in the world, because we could literally have an entire revolution in the game where we bring back actual pitching, as opposed to every single pitcher trying to throw as hard as they can with as nasty as stuff as they can right down the middle, which is what's going on today. And the game's becoming, honestly, and a lot of people are saying it, hard to watch. And so we want to see real pitching coming back where, okay, I'm not throwing a knuckleball every single pitch, but I throw it in there, moves a couple inches, ground out, and that's back to real baseball, the type of baseball that we want to see. And it saves your arm. Instead of going to a showcase and being a guy that's just like everybody else, your average height, average fastball, throw a couple knucks in there, all of a sudden the college coach is like, wow, okay, he struck out a kid with a knuckleball. I pitched in pro ball, in rookie ball, so all the brass they're watching, I threw a knuckleball, maybe 55 miles an hour, just floated it in there. I did this in Double A too. Everybody got big eyes. They're like, wow, this is something, because no one else is doing it. So we're saying you can literally just float a ball in there and open eyes. But instead, we want to be throwing 95, 100, which would be great, except for we're blowing out our arms trying to do it, because we can only naturally and safely throw 92. But if we did that with the knuckleball, then we'd be big league Hall of Famers. And so that's what we're trying to get you guys to do. So these are some different grips. Try these different grips out like this, and let me know what you guys think. Have fun messing around with it. And if you really want to take it seriously and learn it, then hit me up and let's get you in our knuckleball program, and we'll add it to your arsenal. in simply a matter of a few months. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.